Hello green shoppers, welcome once again to my channel. This is Sir Job and welcome to Sir Job TV. Para sa lahat po ng mga new explorers tsaka newly discovered pa lang po sa aking channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for you to be updated with my future videos. So para sa araw na ito, ipagpapatuloy natin ang ating discussion dito pa rin sa Practical Research 1. At ang pag-uusapan natin sa umagang ito ay tungkol sa open-ended questionnaire. Welcome to my video number 180. So good morning once again, Golden Chopper. So it's been a long time na nagkaroon tayo ng discussion dito sa ating YouTube channel. So ngayon na medyo patapos na ako sa aking mga forms, ibabalik natin ang ating discussion dito pa rin sa mga video lessons na ating napoproduce sa channel na ito. So as I said to you, ang topic natin sa umagang ito ay open-ended questionnaire. Okay, kung napapanood nyo na or mapapansin niyo sa ating channel, na i-discuss ko na po dyan ang close-ended questionnaire. So ngayon naman, intindihin natin paano nga ba i-construct ang open-ended questionnaire at ano nga ba ito. So ladies and gentlemen, from the definition, it says that the open-ended form or unrestricted calls for a free response in the participant's own words. So highlight natin from the line given, nakasaad dito na pag sinabi natin open-ended, unrestricted po ito and it calls for a free response. So meaning to say, sa tanong na in-raise mo to your participants, you are not or you have no control, okay, kung ano ang pwede nilang isagot. Because unlike with the close-ended, na meron tayong guide, nadudugtungan na lang nila, or we have choices or options na pipiliin na lang nila. Pero dito po sa open-ended questionnaire, okay, free response po ito. Wala po tayong pagpipilian sa kanila. It depends upon them kung ano yung isasagot nila from the question na ibibigay natin. That is the reason why very important na careful tayo in crafting our questionnaire, especially pag nasa open-ended tayo or in a qualitative form of research. So dito sa whiteboard, makikita ninyo, meron tayong situation na isinite. Okay, as an example, why did you choose to do your graduate work at the school? Okay, that's a question mark. It started with why. Why did you choose to do your graduate work at the school? Note, no clues are given. Diba? Sabi ko sa inyo, unlike with a close-ended, meron tayong clues, okay, or guides sa kanila on how they are going to answer the question. Correct? Sa close-ended yan ha. Pero sa open-ended questionnaire po, wala po tayong clues na ibinigay to our participants. So kung ma-observe nyo po, ang open-ended questionnaire or open-ended questions, usually ginagamit po ito sa pageant. Okay? So since wala tayong time limit, wala tayong control sa kanila kasi walang options, wala tayong guide, so ang ginagawa usually, meron tayong time limits na ibinibigay to a certain candidate na sasagot sa open-ended question. Correct? May mga time limits tayong siniset. Kasi nga, free response at saka unrestricted po yung tanong. So aside from that, wala tayong mga clues na ibibigay to our participants in answering an open-ended question. Okay? The open form probably provides for greater depth of response. Okay, usually talagang nahihit natin ang holistic, ang lalim ng expected na sagot. That is the reason why pag nag-research ka ng qualitative and using also an open-ended questionnaire, very important na na-select mo ng mabuti ang iyong mga participants. Kasi nagva-vary ang level of exposure at ang sagot ng ating participants also. That is connected to them, okay? Kasi kung wala siyang exposure to that kind of topic that you are raising, kinuha mo lang siya for the sake na meron kang participant, now you cannot hit the holistic approach of your paper. That is the reason why you select your participant properly if you are conducting a qualitative research. Kasi nakalagay dito, usually, nahihit natin ang greater depth of response when we are talking of open-ended questionnaire. Kasi nga, we are allowing them, okay, to answer freely from the given question. So, ganun po ang beauty ng open-ended questionnaire. The open form item can sometimes be difficult to interpret, tabulate, and summarize in the research report. Meron tayong tatlong terms dito na na-mention. Mahirap, can sometimes, kasi not all. It depends upon the researcher. Kaya nga sometimes lang siyang mahirap. I would like to clarify also in this notion kasi may maraming nagsasabi sa atin na mas mahirap ang quantitative research over the qualitative research. That is a wrong notion or claim. Okay, definitely, wala pong mahirap at saka madali between the qualitative and the quantitative research. Okay, because it depends upon, okay, the researcher or the kind of topic na tinutukan ng isang researcher, definitely. So, ganun po yan. Okay, why sometimes difficult to interpret? Kasi nga, if we will not be using the thematic analysis, okay, from the participants' responses, mahihirapan talaga tayo kasi iba-iba ang sagot nila, iba't iba ang lawak at coverage at kahit saang angle pupunta ang mga sagot ng ating mga qualitative research, okay, or mga participants natin in an open-ended questionnaire. Kaya difficult natin siya, unlike with the close-ended na fixed talaga yung sagot. Kung ano yung nasa choices, pipiliin naman talaga nila yon. Dito kasi, iba't iba ang possible na sagot ng ating participants. That is the reason why it is said here that it's difficult sometimes lang naman to interpret, tabulate, and summarize in the research report. Okay, moving on. So, in the whiteboard, makikita ninyo, meron tayong ibinigay na mga examples. These are some of the lines na magsa-start or magsisimula pag sinabi nating open-ended question. Like for example, sa letter A, nakasaad dito, what do you think, dagdagan mo, depende sa topic na ifinocus mo or gusto mong itanong sa isang tao. Okay? Sa letter B naman, in your opinion, napakalawak nito, no? Iba't iba ang pwedeng maisagot. Pag sinabi natin in your opinion, kasi ang tao napakaraming opinion at iba't iba po ang opinion ng bawat tao. So, napakalawak. Magpo-fall pa rin tayo sa understanding na ang hirap talaga niyang i-interpret. Okay? Kung ibibig deal talaga natin ang open-ended questionnaire. Letter C, how do you feel about? Iba't iba ang emotion ng isang tao, iba't iba ang nafe-feel ng isang tao. Merong pro, merong cons, whatsoever. Okay? Merong agree, merong disagree. Yan. The usual or the possible things that will be happening or expecting to be happened as an answer for our participants. Aside from that, meron tayong letter D here, list the cause of. Okay, it depends upon again kung ano ang topic na ifo-focus mo. These are some of the starting line if you are going to create an open-ended questionnaire. Okay? Kasi sumasagot ito sa napakalawak na kaisipan ng isang taong tinanong mo for a certain matter. Nagva-vary ang kanilang interpretation, opinion, feelings, emotions, and everything to a certain topic na in-erase mo to your participants. Okay? So, ganun siya. So, in order for us to understand further what is an open-ended questionnaire, I'm giving you here a sample statement of the problem ng isang qualitative research. Kasi usually, in our research paper, meron tayong tatlong tanong. Okay? Advisable po ito na tatlo lamang ang itanong natin sa ating research, especially kung ito po ay tatapusin lamang sa loob ng 6 na buwan or I'm talking with 1 semester. Kasi ang tanong mo sa yung research ay dapat mo talaga yang sagutan. So the more questions you will be raising in your research paper, the more time you need, okay, and the more data you need for that particular questions. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng tinanong mo siya sa statement of the problem mo and then afterwards sa yung research paper, hindi siya na-justify or nasagutan. Walang portion sa research paper mo na tinalakay mo ang tanong na yan. That's a no-no, especially when we are talking of qualitative research. That is the reason why kailangan i-limit natin ang ating tanong in order for us to finish our research paper in a given period of time. So yun po ang pinaka-purpose. Why is it I am saying to you that it is advisable that you will only have 3 questions, okay, sa yung research paper. So now, i-understand natin ano nga ba ang tanong or paano nga ba natin i-differentiate ang level ng ating mga questions in our research using an open-ended questionnaire. Okay, so let's continue our discussion. So, meron tayo ditong application and research. Okay, nakalagay dito application and research as far as open-ended questionnaire is concerned, our topic for this particular morning. So, meron tayong number 1 dito, makikita niyo sa whiteboard. What are the insights of employees on the process of delegation? Okay, this is our grand tour question. Pag sinabi kong grand tour question, in a general form of approach, okay, tinanong mo yan. Yan talaga ang number 1 question mo. Dapat general ang approach niya kasi yan po ang tinatawag nating grand tour question. Ngayon, ang tinanong niya, what are the insights? So, iba't iba po ang expected na mga insights coming from our government employees. So, ngayon, dahil nakabuo ka na ng grand tour question, ang next naman na gagawin mo as a researcher is kailangan mong bumuo ng dalawang sub-questions from the grand tour question na binuo mo. Okay, so dito sa ating example, meron tayong second and third, which is our sub-questions from the grand tour question na ginawa natin kanina nung humingi tayo ng mga insights from our government employees. So, ang tanong niya para sa kanyang first sub-question is, how do the employees feel about the delegated task? Okay? So, highlight natin dito sa kanyang first sub-question is, tinanong niya yung feeling, the emotion of those government employees. So, ang highlight natin ngayon dito is the feeling. Okay? Kaya sabi nito, how do the employees feel about the delegated task? But in order for you to flourish the conversation or magkaroon ng malawak na data or coverage or holistic approach ang research mo, kailangan magkaroon ka ng follow-up questions. Okay? Kaya yung ito nakikita niyo ngayon na naka-asterisk, yan yung ni-raise ng ating researcher as follow-up questions doon sa sub-question na ni-raise niya kanina. Okay? So, ang ating bottom line again, naka-highlight ang feeling or the emotion, okay, of our government employees. So, here in the whiteboard, makikita ninyo, ang una niyang follow-up question is, what was your reaction about receiving the task delegated to you? Okay? Second niyang follow-up question, how did you, employees in the government agency you work at, view the process of delegation as a whole? So, itong dalawang follow-up questions na to, pwede mo itong dagdagan as many as you can. For as long as the goal is matarget mo kung ano yung gusto mong sagot or kung anong gusto mong data na makuha from that particular interview. Okay? Or conversation with your participants. Very important yan. Meaning to say, the role of the follow-up questions is kung hindi ka pa satisfied doon sa sagot ng ibinigay ng participant sa iyo, then it's time for you to raise more follow-up questions. Okay? Kasi unlimited naman ito eh. For as long as kailangan mo pa talagang dagdagan. Okay? Because hindi pa na-hit ng participants mo ang tamang sagot or I mean, the kind of data that you need for your research, still you can raise follow-up question from the particular interview. So, ganun po ang procedure niya on how we are going to use the power of the follow-up questions. So, aside from the feeling, target din ng researcher na ito is matest kung papaano nila kinope up yung situation na yon or mga coping mechanisms kumbaga. So, ang kanyang second sub-question, okay, ang sabi niya, how do the employees cope with the responsibilities of handling delegated task? Okay, so target naman niya ngayon, kanina feelings tayo. Ngayon, papaano kinope up or mga coping mechanisms. So, out from this particular sub-question, nag-create siya ng 4 na follow-up questions. Okay, kasi ito po yung usually nangyayari talaga sa field. It's a no-no na wala kang follow-up question kasi pag wala kang follow-up question, hindi magpo-flourish yung conversation ninyo. So that is the reason why kailangan talaga ito when we are talking of the open-ended questionnaire. So na-raise ngayon ng ating researcher, what are the responsibilities you also have at hand? First question, still pointing sa ating pinaka-highlight dito sa question na ito is the coping mechanisms. Okay? So second follow-up question niya, what are your strategies to get the job done faster? Okay? Third follow-up question, how do you balance your responsibilities? Fourth follow-up question niya, what are your own ways of dealing the responsibilities delegated to you? So, ito po yung apat na to, itong apat na follow-up questions na to, naka-anchor lamang sa idea ng cope-up mechanisms, okay? Or papaano na survive, okay, ng isang government employees talking about the delegated tasks to them. Papaano? Ano ang mga strategies and everything else? So, dito po yan mafo-fall sa follow-up question na ni-raise ng ating researcher. So, ganun po ang punto niya. Meaning to say, in the application of an open-ended questionnaire, ito po ang simple strategy na dapat gawin ninyo. First thing is bumuo kayo ng grantor question. Ito yung number 1 ninyo, which is the grantor question. Out from the grantor question na yan, bumuo ka ng dalawang sub-questions, okay? Na kung saan, first is kunin mo yung feelings, okay, ng iyong participants. And ikalawa naman is kunin mo yung kanilang coping mechanisms. So, yun lang po ang pinakamadaling pattern in the application of the open-ended questionnaire in a qualitative research. So that will be all for this morning. I hope you learned something from this video and I hope that you will share this video to your friends and to anybody else that you think na kailangan ng video na ito. Asahan niyo po that Sir Job TV will continue to discuss more meaningful discussions, especially in the world of social sciences. Thank you once again for watching. Bye-bye!